not drinking a soy latte. baby, we're back. We're back again, but faceless yet again, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for many people out there. No face videos right now, only feet, but we will be getting that back soon enough. I'm still in the process of setting up my new place. You can see that I'm actually looking at Twitter right now. There is a very nice story in the background I just jumped onto, and I won't say the most obvious joke possible, but you can use your imagination. I'll just read the story. A Chinese Navy ship has collided with the China Coast Guard vessel. I can only wonder why. I can only wonder why. How could that possibly happen with these very talented drivers? Anyways, terrible. I'm not going to make the joke, okay? You made the joke. That means that you're racist, not me, you bastard. Take it out of your fucking mind. Anyways, plenty to speak about today as Bitcoin does get a nice rally up into the 120-ish region. In fact, already hitting or hitting just above 122. But still, as we've been stating on this channel for the past, like, what? I mean, shit, man. It's been like 2.5 weeks now. You know, a Bitcoin rally was expected, but looking for continuation of new highs still, well, at least for me, and I think many people on this channel have been following this, unexpected based off of a lot of these fiscal setups that we have been looking at. So we'll follow up on some of those today. Of course, I'm not saying that it's 100% impossible, but so far, you know, we did get the move, and now you are kind of getting the response that you would be expecting if that was indeed going to happen. And once again, a late Sunday move has fooled many. Fooled many! It's very sad indeed. But yes, this happens. There's many such cases, unfortunately, and it's very, very common. I see a lot of familiar faces in here. I see Mr. Crypto Clown World. Fucking yeah, man. I always love those emoticons. Always really, really good. And who else we got? Creighton. What's up, man? Good morning to you. Nikki Page. Good morning to you as well. Who else do we have here? Nimbo, good morning, sir. Michael Quinn. We got Brett, Bitman. Nice. Squad Juiced. I've laughed pretty hard at one of your posts the other days, man. I have to let you know. I laughed really fucking hard, actually, at that. Funny motherfucker. Anyways, a lot of good stuff going on right here. Also, some very interesting comments. So one person at the beginning is like, these stupid YouTubers, they only go live when the alts rally after talking shit about them. Sir, I go live all the time to talk shit about altcoins, and guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of that today. A lot of shitty shit coins doing the same fucking shit coin shit that we typically do see. But holy fuck, people are always, not everyone, of course, not the highly esteemed people of this community, but many people across the world very commonly confusing alt season with a 20% pump after dumping, you know, fucking 80 to 90%. It's like that meme is really coming to life, where it's just like down 90%, up 5%. I win. You know, fuck you. Anyways, what's up, Sanaz? Good morning to you. Quadruple 56 Matt Mill, he says, wasn't it also a Chinese cargo ship which crashed into the US bridge? Actually, if that's true, that is also hilarious, but that's too good to be true, so I hope it's not, because the jokes just write themselves. They just write themselves. What's up, Mr. Vandy Hayes? And big shout out to Kevin, who I met yesterday here in Tampa. Actually, the cousin of Scott Melkor. Very, very small world here, but really cool to meet a lot of people around Tampa. And I'm always very, very happy to meet people from this community. And what I'm most happy about, this is probably terrible to say, but what I'm most happy about is, like, anytime I meet someone, I'm really glad that they're like a normal person. They seem pretty cool. You know, they seem like they're in shape. You know, they seem like they got a good head on their shoulders. I don't know, man. It's a good thing. Typically, when you think of crypto, you think of fucking crypto nerds and all this sort of stuff, which I am. I definitely am. But the community members are certainly significantly more cool than me. What's up, Biff the Bear? He says, Bitcoin heading down. Can I get a loan to pay my rent now? Yeah, Bitcoin's at $119,500. We're all poor again. It's crazy. We were poor here. We were poor here. We were poor here, and even here. Bitcoin's gone up fucking 100x. It seems like still gonna be poor. It just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. No lobotomizers, no lobotomites indeed, man. That's what we try to do. Now, I'm going to share something here today, okay? This is okay, if you were born after maybe like the year 2000, this might be too offensive. So I'm just going to ask you to please shut off your ears. Elsa has no idea about what I'm about to show you, but I was sent this meme. By my brother-in-law this morning, and it was too good not to post. And look, I just want to prepare you. Look, I'm a 90s baby, all right? I grew up in the 90s, okay? This was normal in the 90s, all right? This is not racist. This is a message of good social cohesion. This is a message of love. We love everyone. Everyone respects everyone. And I will just play it for you now. Here you go.
We got to celebrate our differences. Ooga booga doo. We got to celebrate our differences. Nacho tacos. got to celebrate our differences.
Why is this song horrible?
We got to celebrate our
It's a beautiful song of social cohesion and love. And Elsa's being a hater.
Celebrate our differences.
Hey, you don't think it's that bad? Like, listen to this first part. Ready? Ready?
We got to celebrate our differences. We got to celebrate.
Jesus Christ. That was bad. All right, look. This is how we celebrated diversity in 1995. I can confirm I was there, all right? This was a powerful message of love. Love and acceptance, and everyone loves everyone, okay? Shout out to my brother-in-law. He actually is, probably some of you guys know him. He's behind the Bring Hockey Back page. He has all sorts of cool stuff going on over there. If you're a hockey simp, then you probably already know him. That was amazing. It was amazing. Yes, indeed. It was indeed amazing. It really makes you think, like, what the fuck? That offends me as a post-1995 human. Yes, I know. You're offended by everything, but that's okay. We still love you as well. Elsa says, not that bad. Well, you should know, Finns have some of the worst. They have some of the worst. I cannot even repeat some of the childhood games that the Finns have because it is so unbelievably racist that even if you were born in the times, there's really no excuse, at least right now. I couldn't even say it because I will get banned from YouTube, and so you can use your imagination for that one as well. Elsa says it was normal. Yes, it was normal. Yes. She's told me about all of these games that the Finns had. The Finns, the most accepting culture of the world, the happiest people. Yes, indeed. The happiest, most environmental friendly fucks of all time. Amazing. And the garbage police. Yes, we need more garbage police in our world because people are not recycling enough. Anyways, I'll hold off on that because apparently I made a lot of people mad last time we spoke about that. Maybe a lot of mad Finns, maybe a lot of mad Europors. But it is what it is. Look, I lived in Europe for a while as well. It fucking sucks. Don't go there. It's bad. They got cool buildings, but other than that, fucking... I almost said a bad word. Yes. Brett Leonard says, I'm a 1976 model. We had a saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Yeah, we actually had that as well when I was a kid too. And I think it's the opposite nowadays. Or maybe it's just everything hurts you, you know. Krown, could you post this on Discord memes, please? I need it. Sure, man. No problem. Here, have your fucking slightly racist memes in the morning, I guess. Let me just post it on Discord. If you're not on Discord already, well, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you because it's free to join, but it's an absolutely crazy place. An absolutely fucking crazy place. Whoops, no, let's not post it there. Let's post it in the meme section for all of the degenerate motherfuckers that are on this channel. There you go. Have your... Jesus fucking Christ, man. What is going on here? There's all kinds of stuff. I'm definitely getting banned on YouTube soon. I haven't read the meme channel in a long time. When I start my first business, I'm only hiring trans women. Men's strength, women's wages, no maternity leave. I've heard that, yes, they actually can have periods as well. So be careful with that, sir. Let's just browse this a little bit. So there's apparently Elsa says men cannot have periods, but trans women can. They can do that. Someone got mad about that. Well, look, there's always going to be some fucking lobotomite out there. But look, like, this is, it's just... Elsa's not a place for you. Don't scroll up, says Biff the Bear. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. One day SPY will top out. That is the market that never goes down, my friend. The market that never goes down. Let's actually check it out for just a moment here. Getting some actual analysis soon enough. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. Moving to new all-time highs. Is that bearish? Yeah, totally. Short it and short your shorts, right? I mean, you know, you're going to get pullbacks here. If it does pull back to like 23,400, 23,500, like, I think that's fair game. But ultimately, breaking to new all-time highs, man, like, Just let it do its thing. Here, I did an exercise a while ago that was very enlightening to me when I started to, get more into traditional market investing for the long term. And it was this. It was putting things on linear scale and then watching all of the major all-time high breakouts in the history of SPY. And I think that this is just super fucking revealing. If you haven't done this already, like, just follow along. Maybe. I mean, if you don't want to be, I guess, enlightened with this shit, then not. But here is the high of 1929. The Great Depression led into this, of course, and ever since then, it's basically been straight up. So once SPX broke to new all-time highs in 1954. So it literally took, more than 20 years, about 25 years to break to new all-time highs. Just follow along, because it looks crazy when you look at it like this. All right, you're breaking to new all-time highs right here. It's like, oh my God, it's so high. It's so fucking high. I got to short it right now. Can't be going any higher. Oh my God, I'm right. It's going down. Wait, what the fuck? It keeps on going. What the fuck? It keeps on going up. And what the fuck? These are monthly dildos, by the way. It's like every fucking month, just grinding up, a little bit of a correction here. Oh no, it's over again. The 70s are playing a bit sideways, bit more of a correction right here. The first time you actually got a real downside move in this market, fucking 20 years later, Jesus, man. But from top to bottom, that was a pretty nasty move, 50%. Then we do it again, break to new all-time highs, and it's just up. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Like, for fuck's sake. People say that there was a bear market in the 80s. I mean, there was 2 months of downside price action in the 80s. That's what there was. And then just straight up from there. It just straight up. Just straight fucking up. Straight fucking up until 2000. So almost 20 years later, again, what do you know? We get a correction. This one comes down about 50%, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, 50%. What do you know? And then, what do you fucking know? Straight up from there, except 2008 brings it back down to actually a lower low. That was actually probably the most diabolical of all the corrections, in my opinion. And then just straight up from there, straight up. I mean, shit, man. Like, you even go to the fucking Rona dump over here, and what was that? It was basically just a few weeks of downside, honestly. And then just straight up yet again. And then just, 2022, we had a bear market. Really? I mean, Jesus, man. Does this even look like anything on the charts? No. Compared to anything that we've seen, in my opinion, no. I mean, this is just fucking wild, dude. Anyways, there you go. Does suck to wait 8 years to break even after a crash. Yeah, I mean, for sure. But don't be buying at the all-time high is the answer. Well, like, look, here was my takeaway from this. Generally, if you're a long-term investor, you want to be long only. But, of course, you don't want to be investing at all-time highs. You want to be investing whenever you see one of these. This is just my take. Again, you can take this as you will. You don't have to go off this or anything like that. But, anytime I see a 15% correction, I will buy some into the traditional markets every 15% plus 5% after that. And I'll just continue to do it. And that's fine. It's not on leverage, it's not on anything like that. Yes, I know that there are going to be some pretty nasty losses, and probably at some point, yeah, we will get another 50% pullback crash, if you want to call it that. I mean, at this point, if we got a 50% correction from like 6,400, that brings you down to the 200 simple here, or close to the 200 simple, a little bit lower than that, down around a little bit under 3,000. So, if I see something like that, that's fine. I will invest into that. That's completely fine to me. What's up, Mr. Steven Schickman? We'll get to that in a bit. Just kind of doing the early morning perusals because I've been rushing to get into place here myself. As like I said, we're still setting up this new place in Florida, and it's just taking its time, man. It's taking its time naturally. But I think after today, and especially later on this week, I should be like 99% strength. 99% strength. These live streams are at a great time. No night shift ICU watching. Fuck yeah, man. Good to see you, Mr. Ben's chair. Good as always to see you. One of my favorite posters in this whole damn thing. Lil Baller says no facial stream. That's right. No facials. No facials indeed, sir. Yeah, we can look at Ethereum really quickly here. Ethereum has been the one that has actually been doing something, significantly interesting. But I want to bring up a point that I was considering, this past few days since Ethereum really started to get going, is that right now, obviously Ethereum is gaining versus Bitcoin, right? But what we're seeing is we're kind of almost seeing an inverse relationship that when Ethereum goes up, Bitcoin seems to go down. At least that's what I was kind of noticing over the weekend. I don't know if that's going to hold true today because both of them seem to be down, but just something to kind of keep an eye on as Ethereum does break to new cycle highs. So that is a good thing. Still very far away from its actual, all-time high. But like I've been saying, I actually do think it will get there. It's taking time. And personally, I believe that something like this as an investment, okay? I'm not talking about the underlying technology, which I'm sure is amazing. I'm sure it's going to bring you all kinds of riches and blah, 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 blah. Whatever your, wildest dreams are going to come true. It's amazing. But as far as an investment, I think that, this is an investment. It's just fucking terrible, because if you have a bull market where things like Bitcoin, which is essentially the SPX, like the gold standard for the crypto sphere, and several other things as well, breaking a new all-time highs for a year and a half to 2 years before this thing is still not even at new all-time highs. That's not a fucking wise investment for the long term. Can you trade it? Sure. Yeah, there's some great trades in there. Absolutely. As are most things. Yes, even the shittiest of shitcoins will get their big bounces by the end of the cycle, but it's just going to be that, a bounce before long-term massive downside. Now, maybe not necessarily for Ethereum. This one does seem to have at least some staying power, but here is the truth of this one. While we have been looking for a big bounce on Ethereum Bitcoin, this is a very nasty macro downtrend. And I even think that this one goes higher, as I've been saying. I think it goes to, probably somewhere around here in this red circle, around, 4.25 to maybe even 5 million Satoshis. I think it is possible still. But ultimately, this is just a fucking nasty downtrend, man. So, if you want to sit here and tell me that this is a great long-term investment, I mean, more power to you, man. But I'll let you take all of the gains. I'll let you take all the gains on this one. Because, I mean, this is just atrocious in my opinion. You will be very hard pressed to find any altcoin, any fucking altcoin in this market that has been around for 2 or more cycles that has actually outpaced Bitcoin, meaning that it did make new all-time highs versus the Bitcoin parent, and then subsequently put in a macro higher low in the bear market. I haven't found one yet. The closest one I found is actually the most unlikely, but maybe not most unlikely, but it was probably the most surprising to me. The closest one that I found was fucking Dogecoin. If you look at Dogecoin, it actually has made higher highs from one cycle to the next cycle, but it has not necessarily made higher lows just yet. Or, I mean, it might have made higher lows. We're not really sure here, but it hasn't made higher highs for this cycle. So at least it has one cycle where it's done that, but not 2 or more. So that's kind of my point. So actually, yeah, this one doesn't even fit the bill to begin with, now that I think of it. But to be fair, I mean, it's held up probably one of the best, out of many of them. So yeah, and I'm not saying that this is impossible. If you know of a coin that has done that versus its Bitcoin pairing, I want to know, just out of respect, because I have been unable to find one from cycle to cycle. Again, 2 or more cycles. It has to have a higher high versus Bitcoin from the prior cycle to the current cycle, and then a higher low during that subsequent bear cycle. If you can find one of those, I would be happy to see. Someone says TRX. Let's see if TRX actually has it, or if you're just shilling some sort of amazingly. No, it does not, sir. This is not a higher high in any way, shape, or form. It is also, well, it's not really even a low. It's just the same thing. Elsa says it's not a winner, but I actually do think that this one does have some upside here. Oh, it's not a Wendy's. Yeah, this is not a Wendy's. What's up, Mr. Peter Underwood? Good as always. See you as well, my man. Good as always. See you. Preferred EU time zone facial, but follically challenge crown. Is this a good time for the Europeans? That's a real question. Link to the fucking moon is Link, and I almost already definitely know that this one does not have higher highs. Great chart, bro. I love just losing fucking money. Like, the easiest thing you could do is just buy fucking Bitcoin, but people try to outsmart everything, and they end up buying something like this, and it's like, wow, it's going to be the future of fucking finance, the future of France, and what do you know? It's the future of you getting fucking poor is what it really is. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Like, look, if you like the technology, go for it, but if you're looking at this as a pure investment, do I think that something like this is good? No, absolutely not. Again, you have to be able to beat this gigantic monster right here. Look, I'm fucking agnostic in this shit. Like, I didn't come into this market thinking that Bitcoin is going to save all of our problems, and Bitcoin's going to be, the new Lord and Savior, and Bitcoin is this and that, and Bitcoin's going to fucking get you sex sores for the first time in your life. It's just the best chart, and this is a fucking winner-take-all game. Mr. Pow Pow says it's 15:30, and I know what that means because I used to live in the Europor region, and that is 3:30. PM, baby. PM. Is this South Park? Is that South Park? I don't fucking know. Oh, was this South Park? This great video over here? Actually, no, I don't think. This was like a real, I think it was like a commercial or part of a part of something when I was a kid. Yeah, it was like a kid's show or something, man. I buy because Link is my favorite coin to collect. Fair enough. I mean, look, like I said, I'm not making a comment on if you just like the fucking technology or you just like it because you like it or whatever. I'm purely speaking about good investments that go up more than other investments. I mean, shit, man, it's the same thing in the fucking regular stock market as well. The S&P 500, yeah, it goes up, but almost 90% of those gains is attributed to the top 7 stocks there. Like, the more and more that I look at this, the more and more that I realize diversification is a myth, and the only way to long-term invest is to buy your winners and sell your losers, and sell your fucking losers fast, because if you like making money, that is the best way to do it, because they're not going to play catch-up. They're only going to get their pity bounces. They will never outpace the winners. The winners fucking win. The winners fucking win. GM, could you take a look at insurance on BSC? How about a ticker, my man? How about a ticker? I don't know it. I'm guessing that's like a shitcoin on BSC. You let me know though. I'm actually looking at the bottom of the chats right now, so you can just post it right there, and I'll be able to take a quick look at it. We will do some Bitcoin analysis here soon enough, but I just want to read through some of these comments. It's fun to have some community involvement, man. It's fun to see people back in this market. It's fun to see some good old stuff because, well, I think the American time zone, it's undefeated, man. Eastern Standard Time Zone is the best. Richard Hart is missing your is your missing key to financial freedom, says Peter Underwood. I'm running into a trap right there. Look, I'm just reading a comment, Hexkins. Don't fucking come after me, okay? Like, look, I'll say the magic words. Hex is amazing. Hex is great. Richard Hart is the best. He is Lord and Savior. He is never wrong. He is amazing. You are great. You buy the Hex, you make money. And there's nothing else to it. And there's nothing better than Hex and Pulse Chain and PulseX and fucking PDI and whatever the fuck else they're trying to show in all my goddamn videos and all this amazing, highly esteemed piece of technology, which is definitely going to make you rich as fuck by doing nothing. Passive income. Yes, passive income is the key word for lobotomized fucking moron who has no idea what the fuck they're doing in life and thinks that you just get things for free without any work. No work involved, guys. No work involved at all. Just manifest. Yes, passive income is just like fucking manifesting. Spiritual goddamn narcissism is what this really is. Like, no one else has fucking agency in this world. We all just manifest what the fuck we want. Nikki Page says, FOMO into Hex now. This is financial advice. Just kidding. This is lobotomized advice. GM, free BitBoy. Free BitBoy, baby. Free BitBoy. I actually met BitBoy. Look, all I can say is my personal experiences with BitBoy. I cannot say anything else. I'm not making any sort of other comments. I'm sure people have all sorts of issues with him. But when I met him, he's a very lovely guy, actually. He's a very lovely guy. And we had a nice conversation. So I got nothing bad to say about him. But yeah, I don't know about it. I don't know about what's going on with him or anything like that right now. I hope him all the best. I just hope that whatever it is, it turns out well, man. That it's crazy to watch, man. It's crazy to watch. Phil Russell, good morning to you, man. Congratulations. He's a new daddy. I'm just doxing the shit out of you as well now. Very nice dog as well, too, sir. Very nice little family. I'm the DGen mofo. You booted me. Maybe it's your turn, homie. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but sure. Fair enough. All right, cool. Well, still watch on Twitch. Are we live on Twitch? I actually don't think I'm multi-streaming there, but I probably should start to multi-stream again. I was having some issues with it. I forget what happened, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I met him, he seemed like a pretty good guy. I mean, but you know, shit happens. I mean, everyone goes through like their fucking own stuff, right? I think I have this theory that if you don't go through, bad shit when you're younger, then you have it happen later on in your life. And I think that's kind of what happens with him. But again, I don't know him that well. I probably shouldn't be making comments about that because I fucking hate, sometimes something will happen with me and then I'll read like comments about people pontificating about all of the theories about what happened. I'm like, none of you guys are even remotely close. Like, the most simple thing. Pour one out for the BitBoy. Docs Tug, my man. Docs Tug indeed. Yeah, man. Look, I hope that he gets real help if that's what he needs or, whatever it is, man. Like, it's salvageable. It's salvageable. Feed us Soul Bitcoin Crown Holio. Is this one going to be a macro uptrend chart? Because I have my doubts, but let's see. Let's give it some fresh eyes. Let's not prejudge it. And what do you fucking know? No, we have high, we have low, we have lower high, and this cycle very well may still produce a lower low. Looks like a slightly better Ethereum Bitcoin chart, kind of, I guess. I mean, basically looks like the same chart, honestly. Are the Finns worse than Alabama? I mean, honestly, the Finns really are great people in general, but there are some just absolutely terrible ones too. You know, it's just, imagine like for the bad. Okay, look, for the great ones, they're some of the best people I know. Like for real, I fucking love you know, a lot of these guys. But for some of the bad ones, just like anywhere, they're like real life automatons that have no personal thoughts. Like it's just all pre-programmed. It's crazy, man. Anyways, the problem is he's a bit boy, not a bit man. Could be true. I don't know. Could be true, actually. Carvana is up like 15x versus Bitcoin since 2022. Yes, but sir, it needs to be up multi-cycles. Is that a stonk? That's a stonk, isn't it? Yeah, that's a stonk. Yeah, I mean, there's probably stonks that have outpaced Bitcoin. Well, actually, no. Bitcoin goes up too many X's, so probably not. Anyways, let's go over some actual Bitcoin analysis here. This is gonna be a little bit, you know, of a loose analysis, simply because I'll probably put it together in like a more readily available fashion tomorrow. But here's kind of what I want to focus this one on. Let's see. Now, where did I start this one off on? Oh, I forgot my witches chart. My damn witches. Okay, first off, let's go back to Bitcoin maybe. But yeah, you know, one of the things that I was actually looking at earlier today. Okay, actually, let's start off over here. Yes. So one of the things that I wanted to first start this one off on is, of course, that 4 EMA versus 21 EMA setup that we've been looking at on CME. That was the cross between this moving average, the red one, to the downside of the yellow one right here. And when we've seen that cross happen, we have seen a corrective move to that green moving average, typically around 2 to 3 weeks after the cross happened. Now, that cross happened back on over here officially. So if we fast forward 2 weeks out, that puts us at next Tuesday. If we fast forward 3 weeks out, that puts us at about 2 Mondays from now on the 25th. So, you know, I still look at that as like a likely corrective target for this. We have gotten the move to the upside, which is consistent with what we have seen in the history of Bitcoin. And for some reason, my script has not populated here. Hold on. Let's give it a refresh and give it a moment to populate, because it'll be a lot more, it'll make a lot more sense once we can actually see these things on the board. Yeah, there we go. You know, for example, we had a similar iteration like this on the last you know, on the last one, which was in June, where you got the signal, it immediately rallies close to that prior high, you know, very, very close to that prior high, just like this one over here, very close to that prior high. But yes, inevitably, the same thing happens. It comes back down, tests the green moving average, and then, yeah, from there, it was straight up. Beautiful. In this case over here, you know, it tested almost immediately and then, you know, significantly further downside. In this case right here, again, big rally. In fact, two kind of humps on this rally, not past the prior high again. So that condition was not unfulfilled, and then comes back down, hits the green moving average, and then nice move up and corrects again. Same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here. Where's another one? Same thing over here. Same thing over here, over here, over here. And then another example where you get like that double hump where it pops up first, close to that prior high, fails, pops back up again, fails, comes down to the green moving average. Wasn't a profitable trade. So again, I'm not saying that this is a profitable trade setup. It's for general directional analysis on YouTube. And what I'm doing here with this red line is I'm kind of like LARP lining it out to see about where that green moving average might be when that time approaches. I'm kind of guessing it'll be somewhere around here. So that would still be effectively the lows of what we saw in early August. So, you know, if Bitcoin does come back down, you know, maybe it retests around these lows, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher, but anywhere around there is fair game. And it still could take, you know, another couple of weeks is my point. So as I've been saying, I don't think that there's any major rush to get into long-term positions here. Yes, there are trades in the short term. Yes, we have seen that same sort of pump to the upside that we have seen several times in the past. But I want to remind you that throughout this whole bull market for the past 3 years, there has never been one single iteration, not once, like literally 0% of the time, has it made new highs on the rally before correcting down to that green moving average first. So that's still what I'm holding on to here. Again, all models are made to be broken. They will break at some point. But until, you know, if I have to make a bet on something personally as a long-term investor, even as a trader, if I see something that has never happened in history, am I going to bet on that? Fuck yeah, I'm betting on that 100x to the moon, straight up. Great plan, bro. Great fucking plan. But yeah, my point is that look, if I have to bet on a direction, it's still going to be sideways into a correction, into a corrected move here, and then likely gets ready for a rally, maybe very late this month or early in September. And I still think that kind of aligns with the general timing of the cycle rather well. And here's also the thing: when you look at corrective cycles, or sorry, corrective periods for this cycle, you can see that on average, it's taken a lot of time for for many of these, especially for the big ones. These have been 5 to 7 month long corrections, like we saw right here, like we saw right here, like we saw right here. There's been 3 major ones and then a couple of minor ones in between that were still about a month and a half to 2 months. This one would be a little bit on the shorter side as it is right now if it were to continue from here. A couple other things to be aware of, again, is going to be the HPDR on the 10-day time frame. We can see that, yeah, Bitcoin has been trading, alongside it, which is good. Again, this is overall strong signal. And again, I do think Bitcoin will make new highs. I don't think that the highs are in for the cycle, but as of right now, it is finding a little bit of a rejection on that median here on the HPDR for the 10-day time frame. So if it spends more time going sideways, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it sets it up for a more prolonged rally later. Again, I'm happy to be wrong on this, but what would effectively really change that sort of analysis? I mean, I guess the most obvious thing is Bitcoin would need to trade above the July highs. That obviously completely invalidates that particular setup, because that was the major condition, that just has not been fulfilled before. But even on top of that, I'm sure, if we go down to maybe like a daily time frame, still over here, going back to CME, we can see that most recent price action pivot is still keeping us honest. And I fucking love this indicator because it's just so goddamn simple, but simple in a good way. It shows you the most important point. As long as Bitcoin's below this point, nothing's changed. Nothing's really changed here. It's still sideways consolidation. Sideways is good though. Like, I don't want to come off as bearish. It's not a bearish thing to look for more sideways here. And again, like I said, long term, I think that it ends up being in a more bullish resolution. But as long as it's below here, it's still sideways consolidation. So if you are a little bit newer, or if you're just like me and you just like having fucking automated tools for everything now, because I'm getting lazier and lazier as I get older, I love using a tool like this because it just keeps you honest on something like this. Like, yeah, it's a great rally. It's a really, really impressive rally, in fact. But has it changed the picture? At this point, no. I'm not saying that it can't. I'm just saying, again, probabilistically speaking, it's on the lower side as of right now. Again, not impossible as well. But yeah, I need to take a sip of this water, man. I'm fucking thirsty right now. Lil Baller says, I think I might be a hexkin. I never knew. It's your hexkin reveal party, sir. Are you a man or a woman? Kidding. The Florida man has already set in. I have actually yet to meet a Florida man here. To be honest, I'm looking forward to the day where I do meet a Florida man, but I've heard many things about a Florida man. I've heard a story about a Florida man who went to a gas station holding a small alligator and chased people around. And when arrested, said, don't remember. Didn't happen. I don't remember it. Clay's Garage says 5-day signal. Is there a 5-day signal? Let's see. You mean the 5-day 5 EMA strategy? There probably was one that fired off recently. Let's see. I'm guessing it's probably gonna be right around here. Probably fired off on this one, on that early August close. But we need to wait for the calculations to populate. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. It did enter right here. So it is live right now. That one stays alive as long as Bitcoin is closing 5-day dildos above 117,350. So got another 2.5 days left to go on this one. But as of right now, still good. I mean, it could very well be that this one continues to close above that red moving average. The next one might get a wick to the downside and then close back above it. And it would still be an open trade, right? So, ultimately, that would still hold true. But yeah, the last couple ones have been pretty big winners. This one fired off over here at 105, leading up all the way to 123, 124. This one fired off over here at 83.5, closed, above well above 100. This is the setup that really does catch all of the long-term trades. The long-term trending trades. So anytime that it is active, you do, or at least I have to pay attention. But yeah, many ways that can formulate. We might get a wick below, in which case, I think that would just generally be a good thing. Like, that would be a long-term good thing. But here would be your results for playing this very simple strategy, but very powerful strategy since 2015. And again, I'm using the Quant Prime service to backtest this, which we've been getting a lot of questions about recently, which is awesome. You know, again, it's really geared towards more advanced people. So if you're not like if you're not already a successful trader, I'd say I'd go for something else, maybe like the quantum wave bands. Those are better for, I think, newer people. Something like this can be extremely powerful for someone who you know, already has a strategy, already kind of knows what they're doing. But if you're new, I don't think it's the best to do, to be honest with you. Also, because this is a relatively quiet stream and because we're still kind of in the dog days of summer, I'll make the announcement yet again. Let me make sure to bring it up over here. Hold on 1 second. It's a little bit of a secret announcement, but I'll bring it up just one more. Well, we'll do it a few more times. Again, I'd want to give people a chance for this one. But this program right here, the Trade Like a Quant program, which is sort of my informational program, I'm going to be at least doubling the content, probably tripling it, maybe even close to quadrupling the content, as I'm going to be adding a shit ton of content. In fact, it's already ready, but I'm just waiting for the day to put it live on September 1st. So right before my birthday, we're going to raise the price on it as well. And it's basically going to become like my life's work project on this one. It's going to be more than just general TA. Yes, if you had the original TA program, you will get a nice massive discount, of course, but right now it's basically on discount for everyone. But yeah, I wanted to have everything. I wanted to have my options. I wanted to like options trading, you know, derivatives. Of course, it's already going to have, you know, quantitative trading. That's what the current program is focused on. It's going to have long-term investing. It's going to have mindset and yes, and maybe, and just whatever else I learn in the future all in one place. And it also comes with, of course, what do I even want to call it? The AI Krown, just an AI version of myself that's is basically like a chat GPT for that program that helps you out. But yeah, anyways, how does it feel to be back in a land where the sun actually goes down at night? Actually, really, really good. To be honest, really fucking good, man. It drives me crazy in the summer when you don't get that in you know, in Finland. What are you saying, Elsa? Oh, the program. Okay, Elsa says, repeat the program name one more time because she gets emails that people are confused. This one right here, the Trade Like a Quant program, the one about quantitative analysis, as you might guess. But yeah, and again, you know, these sort of programs, like, they're not for everyone as well. Like, look, if you're just, like, 99% of people, just fucking buy and hold. Honestly, you're going to outperform most quant firms to begin with just by doing that if you do that for, like, 10 years, okay? You're going to do really fucking well. Like, that's what the overwhelming majority of people should do. Unless if you really are like, I mean, unless you really have like a shit ton of time to be learning how to trade and then actually trading yourself as well, like blah, 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 blah. These things do take time, of course. So, you know, if you want the 80-20 Pareto principle rule, just fucking buy and hold. It doesn't need to be anything more complicated than this, really. But yeah. Creighton C says, Elsa, yeah, I believe it was Usher playing and was a guy trying to show him his shoe. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. I know what you're referencing, sir. I don't appreciate that. Look, I am a homo magnet. Homos fucking love me. And I say that not in a derogatory way, okay? Homo just used to be the word for gay, and then apparently that became mean or offensive. It's not intended to be offensive, at least in the way that I'm using it, okay? It's not a derogatory term. It's just a descriptive term. That's all, okay?
Update your Twitter bio.
Elsa says I should update my Twitter bio with what?
Saying you're homo magnet.
That's fucked up. But I am. It's true. It's true I am. I don't know. Maybe they all think that I'm gay or something. Maybe I am gay. I'm gay for TA. Like, it is what it is. Look, it's my word too. Anyways, I need an AI Krown that yells out redact when I get that FOMO feeling. I need to get a voice mode for the AI that I've created, but yeah, that would be pretty awesome, honestly. I should program it with like, no, you fucking moron, don't do that. That would be absolutely hilarious, but I think I'll hold off on that. It's a great idea, though, honestly. I skate. Oh my god, this name always just really throws me off. Sky Ski. What's your assessment on the 5-day Stochastic versus BBWP? Yeah, let's go check it out for a moment. All right, where is it? It's right here. Let's see what it's looking like right now. I think it's one of those signals where it's like, it's one of those tougher ones because it's really fucking hard to play the upside signals when the 5-day stochastic oscillator is already in the critical zone like this, and it's been there for a long time, and it has divergence. It will actually turn back up if Bitcoin finishes this next 5-day period above 118,750. But I mean, yeah, you know, technically speaking, this one, when it actually did start to go to expand, it was positioned to the downside. So this should be a downside corrective setup. And if I had to guess, again, you know, maybe it comes back down to like 113, 112-ish region. It's not a humongous correction. Maybe this one's going to be a failure. I don't know. I really don't know, because the best setups for the 5-day BBWP versus stochastic momentum setup are when the stochastic oscillator is like below 50, you know, in this zone right here. Like this was an epic one. This was an epic, or let me go to the actual chart that has the 5 days. Yeah. Like this was an epic one to the downside. This was an epic one to the upside, epic one to the upside. Same thing over here, same thing over there, same thing over there. You get the idea. You know, when you have one of these ones where it's already so high and coming off those highs, like I do get a little bit, I personally tend to think that it's not going to work out in that fashion before getting a further correction to the downside. And I still think that that aligns again with a more long-term bull market. My thoughts are just, you know, it consolidates more and for longer, and that would be good. But yeah, other than that, man, I actually really don't know how to interpret this one because there's a lot of warning signals on it. Just to like put it bluntly, there's a lot of warning signals on it. Like similar to what you saw on this one here, where this one started to expand, you know, is coming off of these highs and coming down pretty hard. So it's like, are we gonna get another one of those, or like this one over here, you know, or yeah, this one over here led into this correction. It's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one. And here's the other thing. And here's what really throws me off of this, and also why I personally think that this is still more of a sideways consolidation than a runaway breakout. And it's this. When we look at all of the higher term time frame stochastic momentum signatures, they're all headed down or just, you know, kind of weak right now. If we start off on the 3-week time frame, let's see what this one's looking like. Oh, this one's actually still up, but it's in the same areas that have caught, you know, some prior highs. But that could still be another 3 weeks out, to be fair. The bi-weekly time frame. Where's my bi-weekly? This one is going to continue up maybe for this next week. It closed at the end of this week, but 116.5 is a pivot. Again, it's in these same areas that have, you know, been around prior highs. Maybe it's another couple weeks that it continues up, but like I do think that we're headed into a more prolonged consolidation relatively soon. And it's been very characteristic for Bitcoin during this cycle that the consolidations last many months. So, you know, you get like basically 1 month, if that, like 3 weeks or so of, you know, of explosive upside, and then followed by like 4 to 6 months of sideways consolidation. I'm kind of inclined to say to think that happens again. Here's a weekly time frame coming down. Here's a 10-day time frame. This one actually will be up, but still 7.5 days left to go. Just needs to finish above 117,300. 5-day time frame, as you already know, technically is down right now, but that one can flip. Like they're all coming in from really high levels, though. That's what's throwing me off, and that's what makes me want to lean really towards a more sideways consolidation here, but not bearish. Just think that, you know, it can come down a bit. Like that's fine. That's okay. People act as if things don't go up in a straight fucking line and every little last tick is $1 up, that it's bearish, and vice versa for the bearish side as well. You know, for the downside, it's like if it doesn't go down in a straight line and literally every dollar tick is $1 down, then it's, you know, it's reversing, it's bullish. It's like no. Trends have, you know, highs and lows in them. You know, they oscillate. That's okay. It's expected. Like fucking relax. Anyways, I'll get to some of the super chats now. We didn't really do like a humongous, tremendous Bitcoin analysis here, but I'll save that for tomorrow. Got to save some stuff for the regular videos. And what I'm going to try to do from now on is probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams. We'll see how that goes, at least for this week, and you know, adjust from there. Some more agua for me. All right, we have Tyler Wegmeyer first. He says, could you please look at insurance versus TUSD? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to type in insurance, TUSD. Sir, unfortunately, can't, I like, you got to give like real tickers, man. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm trying to do my best here. I don't think this is going to bring up anything, man. You gotta give the exact ticker. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to just guess. Maybe it's this thing. Maybe it's this thing, actually. Oh, God, it probably is. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this monstrosity? It's very, very new. I don't have an analysis on something like this, man. It's too new. It's too new and it's too bizarre of a chart. If I had to guess, maybe more sideways here. I really don't know. Maybe it corrects down to like 37 first and then tries another upside move. But I do not have a real opinion on this, man. My honest analysis is I have no fucking idea on this thing. No fucking idea. And there's I think it's highly suspect as well, just because what the fuck is this? You just don't see charts like that too often. And I'm not even sure if I'm looking at, what you actually want to look at here, to be honest. Mr. Steven Schickman, good morning to you, sir. You're looking at Doggy Daily Weekly. Yes, check this one out. Weekly here. Is this your next high or low? It looks like it could be. Daily time frame looks to me like a lower high. So kind of similar to Bitcoin. It's like overall, I do think it has more upside. It's just, is the short term going to be, or it already kind of rallied up to our area from, I believe it was Friday's video when we last looked at this for you. But I still think it's going to do something like this. Comes back down a little bit here. I don't know if it comes down this low, but closer to 20 cents, let's say. It's like a 10% move from where it's at right now. Sets in a higher low and then it tries an upside move. I think that's a lot more likely. I just treat this one as bullish, basically, as long as you're above that July low. It's just short term on the daily, maybe a bit of a short term correction there. Again, that's okay. If it does lose the July low, I would be looking for it to come all the way back down to like 15 and a half, 16 cents. But yeah, as always, needing validation for these sort of things. Then you're looking at Ethereum. We kind of already looked at that one, I guess. But if we go down to maybe the daily, maybe there's something more interesting there. Overall, it's above all major moving averages. We did see a weekly closure on new highs for this cycle. That's nothing about this is bearish. Can you get some pullbacks here? Sure, maybe 4,100 or 3,900 if you get there. But overall, this is fine, man. The higher term time frames are very, very good on this one. I put out a shorts video on it last night. Monthly time frame, fresh twist the upside on monthly stochastic momentum. The bi-monthly time frame is the same thing as well. You've already traded higher than the last couple of rejections for this cycle. So to me, that is a change of behavior. Your next obvious area of interest is going to be your prior all-time high. But, while it probably has a short-term pullback from there, I generally think it's going to, this is its real chance to make new all-time highs. Like if not now, then fucking when? If not now, then never, in my opinion. This is the perfect setup for something like this. Yes, in the short term, you might see a correction, like I said. But basically, as long as you're above, again, this low here, which is all the way down at 33.50, which I believe we were even looking for that low as well when we looked at this one in July. It's just bullish. It's far away, but yeah, this is its chance. This is its real chance. So yeah. Let's see. Gallo Xavier has a great question. And I always say this with love, sir, because you're one of my favorite commenters. You're one of my favorite people of this community. And it's a great question. And it's a very logical question that many people have. But it is, unfortunately, in my opinion, massively misguided. Isn't it wise to short when you see bearish divergences after all-time highs? In my opinion, absolutely not. The reason why is because the trend is your friend. And you will naturally see a lot of divergences at new all-time highs that will continue to be divergences until they actually play out, which might be much later. Look, it's not wise to short something that is in new all-time highs at the moment. Yes, at some point it will top out, absolutely. But you're playing a game where you do not have a strong setup in your favor. Your strong setup is not on the all-time high. Your strong setup is on the first lower high after an all-time high. That's when you have a strong setup for an actual short position. Until then, you're playing a game of, with fire, you're playing with fire, and it can go very poorly. So yeah. Anyways, nice. Marco C says, "Do you hail from Lake Titicaca?" You fucking bastard. Taco. God. And Luisi says, long-term investor. I think that's what that stands for. Not a part of Krown Quant. Would you consider selling your long-term investment strategy? You mentioned you were working on automating. Actually, we already have it in there, and so yeah, it is. It is in the Krown in the quant. We call it the Quant Prime, by the way. We call it the Quant Prime service now. Yes, it is in there. You can automate it. Will I put it in the Trade Like a Quant program? Yeah, I will put it in there when the time comes. It will be a part of it in this program right here when I add the long-term modules. But for right now, I actually do not have the long-term modules ready. I have just about everything else ready, actually. But that'll come a little bit later because still for me, I consider myself a little bit newer in the long-term investing game because I've only been doing it now for 6 years, which is, to be fair, like quite a short amount of time. Like really, I should probably do it about 10 years. But I think that there's some definitely some things that I've learned there that have treated me incredibly well. So I think I could probably share that, in the not so distant future, and it'll be it'll be useful and hold up. I mean, most of it is very like ancient knowledge to begin with, but just applying it in sort of, you know, this sector here. Mr. LP Philosopher says monthly BBWP does not support a multi-week sideways case, though, does it? Let's see. For Bitcoin, you mean? It can, man. Look, every one of these ticks is 4 weeks of price action, and it's turning down right now. So, you know, if it turns down for another month, maybe another 2 months into like October, that's 8 weeks, man. So yeah, absolutely. I think it very well could. You know, look at prior times. It's kind of been in these phases. Not saying it has to do something like that, but you know, what's another 2 to 3 weeks? Like, it's already been kind of going sideways here since July. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if it went in like another 2 to 3 weeks, I think that would be fine. Again, personally, I think that would like, I don't think that would throw that BBWP reading off. That doesn't even take you to the end of this month of August. So I would say, you know, September is probably where you start to see that one take off at the earliest, because right now it's literally turning down. So yeah. But yeah, you're right. It is ready for expansion. Just have to realize a monthly time frame, each and every tick is 1 month of price action. So that's a lot of weeks. That's a lot of weeks, sir. Some G says, welcome to the only time zone that matters. Tesla on the weekly. I mean, it is a good time zone. It is undefeated. That is for sure. Tesla, last we looked at it was maybe like a month ago, and we looked at like a low, a little bit below, like what was it, like 280 or something? Let's see if that held up. Yeah. Low, higher low. This one looks like it might even be ready from here, man. And yeah, the monthly looks pretty, yeah, the monthly looks very good to me. I think that this one's ready to go. I see a higher low on the monthly. I see momentum about to turn up freshly at the end of this month, assuming it holds above 297. So let's just call it 300. You know, after that, probably retest somewhere around like 380, maybe even 400, something like that. Overall, pretty good. More water for me. Okay. Frank Nardiello says, curious what you think of Sonic. Could it pass all? This one is I don't need more water. It's no, I mean, I need to drink more water. So this is FTX. No, it's not FTX. It's what? FTM. That's right. FTM. This one will have the long-term chart, thank God. And what do I think of it? I think garbage, man. Absolute fucking garbage. Whenever I see something like this, it's like, look, it's going to get its rallies at some point in the cycle, and then some fucking lobotomized moron like the person very early on in this, I'm getting a call right now, but I'm not going to answer it. But some lobotomized moron like the guy very early on in this live stream is going to be like, see, I told you, it's alt season, man. Just went up 50%, bro. It's like, look, it's nowhere near its prior all-time highs. Didn't even get anywhere near. I mean, this whole market's been making, not the whole market, but the strong things market been making new all-time highs for like over a year and a half to 2 years now. If your coin hasn't done that, yes, it probably is going to get a bounce at some point, you know, later on this year. But this is not fucking good. Like, oh God. And your question is, curious what you think of Sonic, and could it pass its all-time high this bull cycle? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well, sir. But this chart, I don't think it, probably not ever, honestly, man. Probably not ever. That's my honest opinion. Can you get a big bounce here? Maybe it gets back to 65 cents. That'd be great. That would be great if it got back to 65 cents. I'd say that's a big win. That's more than a 2x. Is it going to get back to fucking 330? No. Like, very unlikely. The good things have either gotten very close to their highs, or the best things have already made new highs for the cycle. This is the same fucking chart. Holy shit, I'm going to lose my mind with this lobotomized comment. Okay, do you want me to show you why this is the same chart? All right, get ready. Get fucking ready. Okay, remember this chart. Actually, I'll bring up a new chart for this one. All right, remember that chart. Here's your stupid fucking actual Sonic chart. Okay, we'll just look at this one right here. Hey, does that look similar? Does that, wait, hold on. What? Is that the same chart? No. Wait, what? Is that the same chart? No. Is that the same chart? No. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It used to be called FTM. It migrated to Sonic. Look, it says it right here in the fucking name. Use your goddamn eyes, for fuck's sake. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Is this the same chart? This one's even worse, honestly. Hey, whoops, wrong way. Is that the same chart? Is that the same chart? Same chart? It's on a daily. That's why it looks different. I'm the fucking lobotomized one. So there, here's a weekly versus a weekly. Same chart? Wait a second. Hold on. Is it really? Is it really the same chart? Wait a second. Is that the same chart? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. For fuck's sake, man. Like, you call yourself an investor. And you don't even know that your highly esteemed coin that you've invested all of your life savings into, longed your fucking longs, 10x, 100x, 1 millionx. You don't even know the history of it, that it was literally called Phantom before. And guess what? It's the same goddamn piece of shit. Terrible chart, by the way. Absolutely terrible chart. This is what you're dealing with. The same people who hold this Sonic hold this shit from over here. Just so you know. And actually, now that I recognize it's even this one. Yeah. Exact same. 1-to-1. 1-to-fucking-1. Yeah, because this rally started early February. Early February. Holy shit. That's it. It's right there. It's right there. It's just different colors. I didn't even trade this piece of highly esteemed technology, man. Like, if I know more about your shitcoin than you do, and I don't know anything about it, that's not a good sign. Because I literally don't spend any time looking at these things except for on these streams. Like, is that the same chart? Wait a second. Wait a second. Nah, this one's different. They're literally even at the same price. Crazy. This one's at 30 cents. Hey, is this one at 30 cents? It's at 30 cents too. Amazing. Fucking amazing. Arms Private is looking at XRP, short and long term. It's the wrong chart, bro. It's a bad chart if that's what you mean. Like, find something else. Look, again, these things will get their bounces. Even that piece of amazing S chart that we just looked at. But is it going to make all-time highs? I would not bet on that personally. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. XRP, short and long term. Short term consolidation, similar to Bitcoin. Like, does it come back down to $3 or so? If it does, that's fine. Again, it's still a higher low. Even it came all the way back down to the 55 here at 285, 290-ish region. That's fine. Like, anywhere here. Or in fact, that's already what I have my LARP lines at. But that's fine. This one is actually, again, this is an example of something, despite all of the hate for XRP. And again, I'm not an XRP lover or nothing like that. At least it's made new all-time highs. That means it's relatively strong. That means it's... that means it's actually good compared to most other things we've seen today. Again, I'm not making any comment about the underlying technology or nothing like that. I'm purely talking about charts. But yeah, short term, I do think it's more likely to go sideways here for a little bit and then try an upside move. Weekly, again, this is still fine, you know. So like, am I splitting hairs here? Either which way, I would still be bullish on this thing. I don't think that this is the all-time high right here. I think that this one has another try to the upside. Monthly stochastic momentum is having a fresh cross the upside. Like, this is good. This is good. Quarterly, I mean, this one might even close on a quarterly and bullish engulfing dildo by the end of September, but still a long way to go on this one. You know, if it does, you're probably looking somewhere around $5, let's say. Overall, you know, decent. The only way that I'd invalidate this one and say, hey, I would not be bullish on this is if you start to close below this higher low right here from August 3rd. Jeet Kundo 1917 says INSURANCEUSD. Apologies if this still isn't right. Let's see. I'll try it out, man. But thank you for that. I apologize that I wasn't able to get it right earlier. Yeah. Okay. So this was the one that I looked at earlier, I guess. But oh, this is a different. No, this is a different chart now. This is a different chart. Okay. This is a different one. All right. I'm glad that you specified, man. You didn't have to send in another super chat, by the way. I really feel bad when I can't find it and it's not your fault, but it's my fault. Like, I feel really, really bad about that. So apologies to you, man. As whenever that happens, by the way, you can just repost it and Elsa will find it and she'll relate it to me. You don't need to like fucking send another super chat or nothing like that. Look, this is a very good chart. Is a very good chart. Again, compare this with most other things we've seen today. This one has been going since November 2024, so almost a year now, just straight up. It's a good sign. That's a good fucking sign. That's a great sign. Is it going to go up for forever? Probably not, but look, would I be fading this rally as of now? No. This one probably gets a free ride to $100. If you follow these price action pivot trend lines here, You know, 90 is kind of the next major area of interest, I guess, to the upside. But, you know, generally when you get to 90 for the first time, you get a free ride to 100. So I'd be saying this one, I mean, it's already gotten this far. Why not just send it the last few bucks? Really, what kind of surprised me about this one and what makes me like a little bit skeptical is that it really has never had a real pullback. This is a daily time frame. It's just been like, this thing's more bullish than fucking the SPY chart. You know, if it does have a correction, $80 makes a lot of sense. If that fails, I'd be looking towards $70. But overall, you know, the trend is your friend, and the trend is very strongly to the upside here in a way that almost nothing else we've seen today is. I think that's a really good thing, man. Go with Boris says best regards from Peru. What's up, man? Boris from Bulgaria. You're from Bulgaria, but you're in Peru. Nice one, man. Just checking out. All good, man. Thank you for that, Mr. Boris. And all the best to you. Actually, I have a couple of friends from Bulgaria. Really, really chill people. Really chill people. I wonder if the water is good in Bulgaria. Are Bulgarians Russians? No, they speak. They don't speak Russian. They speak like Bulgarian, I think. But it's kind of one of those weird languages that has like the Russian type symbols. I'm probably saying something that's completely lobotomized, by the way. I don't actually know. Okay, feel free to correct me and then laugh at me. It's okay. There's always one guy who leaves a comment in like not every one of my videos, but many of my videos when I say something like this, like, you're so ignorant. You're so ignorant of the world. It's like, okay, man. Like, take a fucking flippant comment on the internet and twist it into something super serious, you fucking amazing person. Opal Bowie says, useless coin gonna live up to its name? Well, it seems like it probably is very, very good. So let's see. I mean, compared to most things we've seen today, it actually has a better chart than most of the ones that are supposed to have a use. Is it setting into a downtrend here? Yeah, it is. But I'm generally wanting to give things the benefit of the doubt today, just because you know, of what the general market is looking like. And I would say that this one is in a consolidation between about 29.5 cents to the upside versus just under 18 cents to the downside. I think they oscillate within this range for a little bit of time. You're getting a nice twist to the upside on daily stochastic momentum. So I think that it fills out this range a little bit more. And then whichever break you see, whether it be above or below these boundaries, that's going to be your big direction for a trending move. You know, if I'm looking at this one, not with the rest of the market in mind, I think it's more likely to break out to the downside. This looks like kind of, you know, the traditional altcoin parabolic blow off top. But, you know, of course, I definitely have to respect it if it did reclaim, let's just call it 30 cents. At that point, you know, you're probably looking at another run towards 40. Look pretty good, actually, if that would happen. Gingerbread man, Birdman, 509. No, 5,009. Sorry, I'm the little bottomite here. Finally, after 5 years, I can finally join a live stream. Hell yeah, man. Glad to have you in here. Welcome to the East Coast, you and Elsa. Thanks, man. Can you do ASTS stock? Yeah, let's look at some actual stocks. Those are pretty cool. AST Space Mobile. It's a cool name. I mean, this is very obviously a top right here, but it's not bad. I think actually this one's a lot more likely to bounce here. So if I'm just looking at a daily, not looking at like the very long term, I'd be looking for a bounce here. I think that this one could bounce easily back up like 52, maybe even as much as like 55, 56. But this is a good bounce area right here, and it would actually be a higher low compared to your last low from July. So, you know, maybe it continues on with the mega bull rally. I know you didn't ask about the long term, just the daily. So if I'm just looking at the daily, yeah, I'd feel confident in a bounce kind of formulating from this region throughout the rest of this month, something like that. Maybe it grinds up this area a little bit more. Really only problems on this one if you do take out and close below this last low from July. At that point, you know, correction back down to this gap and also the 200 simple here, like low 30s if that were to happen. But until then, the trend is your friend. The trend is the upside. It's nice. Super Googly Lee, what's up, man? Good morning to you, sir. Can we take a look at SUI on the 1 and 4 hour? Yeah. This one seems to have fallen out of favor as of recent, and I'm gonna take another sip of this water. You know, this one was super popular when that's generally how it works. Things are popular when they go up. I think the LARP lines here are generally correct. You know, something like this, whether it be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, something like this. You know, next move, I do think it's down. But again, just like most of the things we've seen today, I'm not really bearish on a lot of these things. I think a lot of them still have higher to go. I just think next short-term move is maybe a little bit more downside. You got higher lows on this one, maybe down to like 3.5 or 355, something like that. If you're just on the 1 and 4 hour though, obviously it's gonna be a little bit of a different look. So let's see. Yeah, 4 hour is just hit range highs and is selling off. So I do think that the 4 hour has a little bit more downside to go, honestly. The SUI chart is the wrong chart. This is the correct chart. This is the literal correct chart. I don't know. I think maybe you're being trolled now, honestly. Maybe you're being trolled. Anyways, I just work here. If it does come down, I'd be looking somewhere around here. You did get a rejection on your range highs here, according to the price action pivot. So yeah, you're at the middle of the range right here. Probably a small bounce attempt on the hourly, but I don't think that bounce attempt is going to bring you to like back above this pivot. I think if anything, it'll look something like this. Bounce into these moving averages, come down, and then if you're bullish, should be a higher low somewhere in this vicinity. And again, long term, I still think most of these things are going to have at least one more good rally. Maybe more, but at least one more. Like, I don't think Bitcoin's put in its highs yet. Maybe it's high in the short term on this rally, but not for forever. Now, let me take a quick look at the Bitcoins here. The Bitcoin analysis. Yeah. Small bounce attempt. I think that this one comes down a little bit. All right. Let's go over to the YouTube comments. Let's see how long we've been on right now. We started at 9. It is 10:15. We are still young. We're still young in the day. Dale Lane says price suppression so the big boys can fill their bags. I always hear stuff like this, man. There's no way to prove that, and it's just cope to say stuff like that. You have no idea what the hell is going on. Neither do I, or why people are doing what. We don't know. It's impossible to say something like that accurately. Price suppression so the big boys can fill their bags. You mean they didn't fill it earlier? Like, really? They didn't fill it back on over here. They didn't fill it back on over here. Like, I always hear this shit. It was the same thing when Bitcoin was all the way back here at the bottom of the bear market in 2022. And I remember people were saying, why do you think the big boys would buy here? They're going to buy lower, obviously. If you're rich, you're going to buy at 10,000, not at 15,000. It's like, okay, you can just drag on that statement for forever. It's like, why buy here? Why not buy at $1? The big boys got to get their fills. Like, really? The big boys have all kinds of money. They don't need the extreme lower prices that the fish do. Us little fish. Hey, my stream, my internet just crapped. Or no, not my internet, but my YouTube just crapped right there. Hopefully it's still working. Yeah, I just don't think that it can never be an accurate statement. We don't know. We could never know that for sure. That's just pure speculation and absolutely no way to prove it. And big boys, like, really, do they all just collude with each other? You can't collude as a quote-unquote big boy because it's a fucking competition, man. And if you do collude and then maybe one of those colluders, it's like there's two people in the fucking market. There's millions, sir. There's millions. And it takes collusion on such crazy levels by so many people that is so unprobabilistically likely that is something that I just do not believe at all. Krown, what about the moons? Yeah, I mean, there was a bull moon and Bitcoin rallied up from what, like 16 to 122, almost 123. Let me just double check. But yeah, I mean, we've seen like a good portion of that rally. But let's measure it versus its usual gains. Let me get rid of some of these charts because my overhead's getting like pretty crowded here. Yeah. Let's go to the long version. There we go. Yeah, so this one fired off at $116,500. That was about 2 days ago. Bitcoin went from there to 122 plus. From low to high, that's a 5% move. What is the average gain on this strategy? I mean, this is the real value of the quant prime services, getting these trade stats over here. Like the average amount of bars in trade is going to be the same always, but average gains, average winning trade returns over 13%, average losing trade losing about 8%. So 5% would certainly be on the lower side. I mean, we still got another, 10 days to go. 14%, 13% puts you at 130. if that plays out in that fashion. 8% to the downside puts you where? 107. I have a feeling it's not going to be hitting the average of either of these, to be honest. So yeah. Fair enough. Gallo Xavier says Ethereum 4 hour testing meta signal short on Ethereum 1 hour 2. Yeah, let's check it out. I would say during this portion, I wouldn't be paying as much attention to the short signals as the long signals from meta signals. That's just a personal opinion. But hey, stats are stats, man. Stats are stats. And the beautiful thing about meta signals is that it gives you the stats. But I don't know, man. Ethereum doesn't even look like it wants to pull back here. The trend is your friend, my man. The trend is your friend. I think it's a disease to look for shorts when things are breaking out to new highs. Yeah, there are downside moves to be had, but the easy trade is to the upside. That's really where I want to be, aiming towards. So if I'm looking at the 4 hour here, is there, potentially some downside? I mean, this looks fine to me, man. That just looks like another higher low being put in place. I mean, it's freshly on new highs, man. I personally never want to be the first person shorting a new high on a rally. I don't think it's wise. I think I've seen a lot more people lose a lot of money that way. And I've certainly, in the past lost a lot more money doing that than just riding the fucking trend. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what you already know, Gallo. What you already know is this price action pivot here at 41.60. As long as you're above there, I don't think there's even a short trade to be had. Below there, okay, yeah, you might get a pretty nice downside move to like 4,000 or just below 4,000. But still, I would be much more interested in finding the next higher low to ride on than, trying to do something like this, man. That's just personal opinion. Again, I made a lot more money just trading with the trend rather than trying to fight the trend. It's a lot easier too. But it tests you because you're like, oh shit, it's gone up so much. Like, surely it can't go up more. But that's typically what things do. And also same to the downside when it's a downtrend, right? So yeah, man. G Bain says, I've learned not to short the bull rally. Yeah, I mean, generally, like, if you want to make life easier, either just buy and hold, or if you want to be a trader, just trade with the trend. That's that one simple, that one simple adjustment to any strategy is going to make you like significantly more probabilistically likely to win any given trade. Just do that. Reef Keepers 250 says, good morning, sir. BitUnex still not on TradingView yet, and I realize it's not a huge difference from other exchanges, but in such cases, which exchanges would be a preferred default? Side note, I missed the shitcoin siren. I'm going to be bringing back all of that stuff once I get my equipment. It's just unfortunately not here right now, but yeah, man, I miss it too. Yeah, so when you don't have the exchange of, the exchange that you're actually using, and of course also in cases where the exchange that you are using, has a lack of history, I go for the next best one, and for this one, I would go for the Bybit chart. Bybit, I still think is, you can get away with using this chart for pretty much any derivative trading, in my opinion. And yeah, BitUnex, because it's also like rather new. Even if they did have a chart on TradingView, it's just not going to have the history that you want to be seeing. So I would just go with Bybit, man. They've been around now for quite some time. I remember it was not so long ago when Bybit was just a little baby, and I was highly skeptical of Bybit. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? But then it ended up being, the longest runner, and still for anyone who can use it, for anyone who actually has the privilege of using Bybit, I think it's still the best one. Outside of that one, if you're an American, you got a couple of other options for leverage trading, derivative trading, option trading. Those are in the description below. They don't require KYC, and BitUnex actually explicitly accepts Americans, which is kind of cool. Like, they actually have a FinCEN license. And the what's it called, the shill link that I have in the description of this video gives you like pretty significant fee discounts, like 33%. And then also there's Blofin as well. Blofin is not explicitly allowing Americans, but they don't require a VPN. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I guess, on that one. Yeah. Get with Hype says FTMUSD is pretty good. I don't really have any experience with FTMUSD myself, but they've been around now for at least a few years. So, if an exchange has been around for a while, I think that's generally a good sign. Like, it's not easy to make it as an exchange. Asian massage reviews. Oh God, what kind of massages, sir? I watch Bookmap religiously. The small exchanges are where the sweeps penetrate through the order grid. Would not trade tiny exchanges due to a lack of liquidity. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that much is obvious. You generally want to trade on the exchange that has the most liquidity. So that's why Bybit, I think, is still, if you can use Bybit, that's going to be the best option for derivative trading. If you can't use Bybit, like I said, you're just choosing between other options. That's really it. Trading small exchanges equals getting wicked out. Yeah, I mean, that is your risk there. You just have to realize if you're going to trade on one of those new exchanges, like that's your trade-off. If you can't trade on a Bybit because you're an American or something, then and you want to trade derivatives, just understand that's your risk. That can and will happen. Z Shanif says, "Hey Krown, sir," from Hey Krown, sir. Hello Z Shan, sir, from Pakistan. Fuck yeah, man. We are worldwide here. That's awesome. Mark Toe says, "Been watching you for years." I know, man. I recognize the name, sir. Love from Canada. Hell yeah. Happy anti-massages. They could be. We might think so. Ethereum finally waking up. Yeah. Let's actually look at Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Like I said, I still think that this one goes decently higher. It's just I don't think it's reversing into a macro uptrend. Like this one could go all the way up to like 4.5 to 5 million Satoshis. I think kind of easily, honestly. But that's still a lower high in the macro. That's what makes these things ugly. So it's like, if you're going to trade something like this, in my opinion, it'll always be a short-term thing. He has the mellow voice of an intelligent Beavis and Butthead combined. I love it. I need it. What's your opinion on what cycle stage we are in? I think we are, I think for a while now, it's kind of, been getting towards the end of this thing. I've been saying that basically since here, like June-ish, May, June of this year. But look, I think that this cycle is objectively different than all prior cycles. And I think it's not just likely, but I think it's the most probabilistic scenario that, when the cycle is quote unquote over, we're not going to get the traditional nasty downside move. Volatility is going big time down on Bitcoin in general. Here's your Bitcoin volatility index right here. Now the ETF went live when? This went live in January of 2024. So right here, or right about here. Ever since then, I mean, it's been generally downtrending, especially if you look at this on a line chart, which is probably the right way to do it. Yeah, I mean, compared to prior years. So here's the thing. While I think Bitcoin trades like an ETF now, and we've seen this now for quite some time, where Bitcoin has these big upside moves, right? Let me go back to, whoops, ugly. There we go. Bitcoin has these big upside moves, followed by significant sideways consolidations, which has never been a feature of any past cycle. All past cycles, once they've broken a new ultimate, it's just been a straight shot up. Straight shot up, straight shot up, straight shot up, straight shot up, and then down with these parabolic blow-off tops. We're not getting that anymore. It's more orderly, like an ETF would trade. And so to me, that says, I don't think it's, if the traditional downside move for Bitcoin is like, let's say 80%, of course it's been reducing every cycle. I think this cycle is going to be significantly less, like maybe 50%, maybe even less. I think it's possible. Just because this has been so orderly. Like when it spends its time going sideways like this, I think that's a sign of very long-term health, that's consolidating these long-term charts. And I would kind of be hard pressed at this point to see Bitcoin ever below 50,000 again. I know that might sound crazy, but I do think so. Bitcoin topped out here. Maybe it comes down somewhere around here, during a full-on bear market cycle. But it's not going to be like these straight shots to the upside or the downside anymore, in my opinion, because that's literally just what we have not been getting here. This cycle is so uncharacteristic of past cycles. Like there is a significant change of behavior. So yeah, man. What's up, Rubix? Good to see you, man. Good to see you as well, sir, and hope you're doing well. My blue thumb indicates the Bitcoin direction. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the cycle stage, it's like probably near I think this cycle is certainly more done than not. Are there big gains to the upside still? I mean, there's gains to the upside still. I don't think Bitcoin's topped yet, but do I think Bitcoin's going to like 2x from here? No, I don't personally think so. If it does, I'm going to be happy. Look, I keep a core long position on Bitcoin, just holding no matter what. I don't sell it, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, to me, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, I'll just hold it even if it goes down fucking 50, 60, 70%, just as I have before. So yeah, this time is different. I mean, this time, like it quite literally is different. I mean, this is a massive change of behavior. Objectively speaking, it is. We just have never seen anything like this before, like even close. I mean, when have you gotten a 6 to 7 month long consolidation mid-cycle after breaking a new all-time highs? That's never happened before, and it's happened 1, 2, 3 times here. Yes, this one didn't break to new all-time highs, but you get my point. What do you think of Hyperliquid as far as charts go? The project, I don't know. Again, I'm not qualified to speak on none of that. The charts, what do the charts say? What do the magical charts say? It's a really impressive move here. There's no doubt about that. But if I could actually load the chart, that might be more helpful. It's a scary time to be trading. It's getting more volatile now compared to what we've seen in the past, like, I don't know, few weeks, but still. There's opportunities on both sides, of course. Long term, though, like I said, I think the overwhelming majority of people, shit, even me at this point, like, I'm happy just to hold. Just hold. It's okay. It's all good. It'll be fine. Oh, we have like a real actual comment scammer here. Leona Richer. Yeah. No, ban him. It's just a bot. It's like doing the same old fucking thing. I don't know why this chart isn't loading. Maybe let's try this chart. They don't want you to know. The whales don't want you to know what the chart looks like. Apparently this one won't load either. Okay, this is very strange. Have you noticed a change in Bitcoin lower time frame this calendar year? I don't know. I really haven't been paying as much attention to that, to be honest with you. I've been paying a lot more attention to the higher time frames because I personally am just changing much more into a long-term investor. Look, on this chart, again, long-term, has it topped here? It doesn't look like a macro top to me, but I do think you have a short-term high. I think it can easily come down, set in a higher low somewhere around $40 and then try an upside move. Like, again, that would look healthy to me. This one's bullish as long as you're above the August low here. Like, that's fine. It's an uptrend. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's lovely. Yeah. You should buy green dildos. GDO. Is it a real thing? Let's see. GDO USD. Unfortunately, it is not. Opinion on the gold 5-day chart. Last I looked at it, it actually looked like it was getting ready for another move to the upside. But I'm really personally, I think I'm quite bad with gold. It's a hard one. Yeah, and there you go. I mean, I thought it was going to go to the upside from there, but yeah, I mean, it's still a range. It's still consolidating. It's just not ready yet. It's still higher lows, so it should have a bullish bias. But I really don't know on this one, man. My rule for the monthly is that as long as you're above this red moving average, it's just like you can't be bearish. But shit, I mean, how many wicks are you going to have here on rejections? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. I really don't know. I really don't know on this one. Short term, I'd have to, I'll say like a literal guess to the downside, like 33.20. Here's a lower high, but you got higher lows the whole way through. I'm going to favor that. Joe coin if possible. All right, we can try. I think this one is from many moons ago, the Joe coin. And for some reason, my trading view is taking a long time to load charts that it's not familiar with, I guess, right now. I must have cleared my cookies and cache. Very bad. Creighton says, strangely, the consolidation ranges are about the same length as 2021 double top, about 7 months. Yeah, but that was a double top that led into an actual reversal, whereas these have been continuation. So again, like much, much different. Why are these charts really not loading? This is so bizarre. You can always trust TradingView to just make their service worse. There we go. All right, it likes the weekly chart. Terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Look, it's just like all the other shitcoins we've seen today. Yeah, they're going to get their bounces. Maybe it bounces even from here. If it does, 25 to 26 cents is fine. But a chart like this only goes down, man. It only goes down. Like you're praying and hoping for one of these one-off pumps that happens every once in a while, but they all fail. Like that's my problem with these things. And this is, and I'm not just picking on this thing. This is most shitcoins. They all do the same damn thing. Trading View's been shitty today. Yeah, fair enough. My YouTube barely wanted to load the stream. Those bastards, they're trying to keep it away from you. Yeah, okay. It seems like many people are having issues with Trading View. We also got Keanu Watt saying bad from South Africa. Yeah, Joe Coin, very bad. Just down. AVAX, actually I have that on my list. I mean, same shit here, right? It's like, look, do I think this chart's ever going to go back above this high? No. Do I think it might have some rallies before going more down long term? Yeah. What's up, Tom? Pin? All right, I'll begin loading it on this chart here, and then maybe by the time we get to it, it'll be ready. If we're lucky. Okay, it seems like the weekly chart is the secret. I don't really have an opinion on something that's this new. If I had to call it, I'm looking at this as the early portions of a reversal with a weekly higher low here, and next move up to like 115-ish region. That's sort of the next major area of interest. Daily time frame, maybe short term, it comes back down for a higher low in like the 70-cent region. I don't know. I would treat it as bullish though, as long as you're above this August 5th low. So, you know, maybe a little bit like this and then tries the upside move. But, you know, it is an overall, it's a little bit new here as well. And the dominant trend obviously is to the downside. Check the siren sound ready. Yeah, I need to get that back, man. We desperately need it. We desperately need the shitcoin siren and shitcoin police. There's been many shitcoins on the loose, and they need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with immediately. Go to shitcoin jail, never to be seen again. This one again, like same thing. Do I think it can come down here to like $22 and then try a rally? Probably, but all rallies fails on these things. You know, whether it's a rally like this, which is pretty, you know, it's pretty nice. Not a bad rally. It's just they all fail. They all fail. We just looked at HYPEUSDT. One of the better ones, I'd say. Do you think the Bitcoin ecosystem like ordinals and runes will be a future narrative? I think that narrative actually already happened, didn't it? That was like a late 2024 narrative. Now, I'm probably not the best person to ask. What's up, Alex? Which I see you over there, man. Good morning to you, sir. Or good afternoon, sir. From the best European country of all time. Greece, absolutely the best. Also one of the best people. Yeah, as far as the Bitcoin ecosystem, like I don't have my ear to the ground in the same way that like I think probably most people in this community have. Like most people in this community have much more better idea than me on something like that. But if I'm just going off of my intuition and what I've seen, because again, like I don't focus on that sort of stuff. So if I see it, like it's probably been, you know, talked about a lot, which means that it probably already had its day. Then that was like a late 2024 thing, from what I remember. But yeah, what happened to shitcoin bingo? I love that card. Yep. Yep. That's exactly right. Asian massage reviews. I couldn't agree more, actually. The news is there to urge FOMO and to distract you from what actually matters and to give a justification for a move that doesn't need a justification. The only thing that matters to move price action is a differential between buy pressure and sell pressure. Everything else is speculation. Zcash in all capitals, scaring me a little bit. I'd love to see Greece someday. Man, Greece is a special place. Not only are the people like super, super chill and just really cool, but the place itself is like, you understand why so many great philosophers come from that region. It's like, they're just being spoiled with some of the best views of all time. It's amazing. I need some more sips. I don't know, man. I think it's probably time to turn this stream off. Yeah, guys, it's time to turn the stream off. I didn't realize it's been going for so long. But like I said, we'll do another live stream probably Wednesday and then again maybe Friday. We'll see how that sort of schedule goes for this week. Maybe we switch to like Tuesday, Thursday instead. We'll see. Oh, fuck. All right, guys, I'll do these last couple, but seriously, no more after. No, seriously, like no more after this. My voice is cached. All right, SF. Well, at least it generally has an uptrend here, but don't like what the fuck it's doing over here. I mean, it's a nice downtrend in the short term. Long term, it does have that macro uptrend, but short term, I think it's coming back down to these lows, like close to 1 cent. Link probably doing what most of the other majors from past cycles. No, this one's better, much better. Look, Link, if it pulls back, I'd be looking at about 20.25, but that's fine. I don't know if it's going to pull back. I just generally think that this one's ready for the actual upside movement. It's hit our LARP line target here. Does it turn down a little bit and then try another upside move? I think so. But either which way, I don't feel super strong about that. What I feel super strong about is that it's heading up somewhere around here, like 28, 30 bucks, something like that. All right, and then SCI very quickly as well. Again, sorry guys, but like it's been trying to shut this one down for a while. Wow. I thought that this one actually had, okay, maybe I have this one confused with something else, but yeah, bad chart long term, monthly downtrend, like pretty ugly. Short term, is it going to try an upside move from here? Yeah, probably. Like many of the other ones, I think you might get a very short term downside move with a higher low and then try an upside move back towards like 40-ish or 38 to 40 cents region, something like that. But other than that, I don't have strong opinions on this. Long term, I absolutely hate it. Like this is just terrible chart long term. So yeah. Alrighty guys. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you on this nice little Monday morning. We'll try to keep this schedule from week to week, but we'll update if it changes, of course. Next time, we might even have a better setup going on as well. Very excited about that. And yeah, other than that, I want to wish everyone well as always. Thank you to our lovely moderators for keeping everyone safe and SAFU here, and all of our lovely community members making this fun as always. Some good chats back and forth, and yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. So take care, much love, and see you next time. But one more. Should we do one more? Should we do one more?
Celebrate our differences. We got to celebrate our differences. Ooga booga doo, ooga booga doo. We got to celebrate our differences. Cause it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, guys.